Welcome back to PBI Radio. I'm Chris Guns, and in this segment, I'm going to be joined by the IBF welterweight champion, Randall Bailey. The man is coming off the biggest win of his career, totally rejuvenated it with his big come-from-behind knockout of undefeated Philly's own Mike Jones. So there's a lot to talk about with Randall Bailey. Big fight coming up with Devin Alexander in September. We're going to touch on all that with the IBF welterweight champion. Let's get him on the line. Randall Bailey, welcome, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And you're from Carroll City, Florida. Tell me what growing up in Carroll City is like.
It was the same as any other, you know what I'm saying, black neighborhood. You know, we had drugs, we had the guns, we had shooting, everything, you know. It was, but, you know, with everything, you have to decide which path you want to take, you know what I'm saying? And after seeing a couple of friends get killed and go to jail and stuff like that, I just chose a different path.
Now, who else comes from Carroll City? We don't hear really anybody else coming from there. Who else comes from there that we might know?
CEO of Slip and Slide Records.
No athletes though, huh?
Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson came out of Carroll City. Yeah. I played for the Texans, wide receiver. Darryl Williams, that played in the NFL. I think he retired now, but his first season was he first started with Seattle Seahawks. I think it was strong safety.
Okay, see, I'm not a football fan.
And he came. We live like right around the corner from each other.
Yeah. So the city's not all yours. What was it like for you as a kid though? What kind of kid were you?
I was bad.
Were you?
I used to get in a lot of fights. That's what everybody knew me for, getting in fights.
Yeah. Is that how you got interested in boxing? Who steered you in that direction?
You know, me and my friends, we used to ride by the gym on the bus a lot, and you know what I'm saying, I seen the gym, and we always said that we was going to go in there one day, but, you know, they would never go. So one day I was just home chilling, and I was like, I called up there, and got all the information, and I just had my mom take me up there, and it was on ever since.
And what was your house like growing up? What was?
Everybody was doing their own thing, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know?
You're not an only child, then?
My mom was young, you know. My dad was doing his thing, you know, so it happens, you know?
And what was boxing like in Carroll City back then?
Well, boxing?
Yeah, what would you see when you go into the gym the first time? Did you see anything?
Well, the gym wasn't in my neighborhood. I had to go out of my neighborhood to get to the gym.
So where was the gym?
The gym was located in Liberty City. So I would have to catch the bus down there to get to the gym. But you know, when I first started, it was a lot of pros in the gym. Jose Rebalta, Uriah Grant, Freddie Pendleton. You know what I'm saying? A lot of local fighters that was in the area that really didn't reach that high mark in boxing, you know what I'm saying? But their names was pretty good because they was tough opponents. We had Glenn Wolf, was there. Who else? Ed Pollard. You probably don't remember Ed Pollard. Ed Pollard fought Cedric Mean Man Mingo out of North Carolina for the WBA and the Continental title.
Yeah, I remember seeing him on Tuesday night fights a lot of times.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
He fought Rafael Pineda. And you know, and Freddie Pendleton, Trevor Burbick, man, a whole slew of fighters that used to come to the gym when I first started, and we had a lot of younger guys in the gym that I came up with, and they all the pros used to sit around the ring.
Wow. That's cool.
It was just like when I was in the neighborhood, because it was one of my good close friends. He like a big brother to me, but And he lived like right up the street from me. And on the weekend, if him and his homeboys were sitting out in front of the house, and me and my friends was outside playing, they would always find a way to get us to start fighting the guys from the other side of the street. I don't know how they would get them to come over to our side and get us to fight outside. You know what I'm saying? So
probably didn't take much.
Yeah, you know. So when I started at the gym, it was like the same scenery, but if you got caught doing what you're doing in the gym, you're not gonna get in trouble.
True, man. And what kind of amateur career did you have?
Excuse me, say again?
What kind of amateur career did you have?
What kind of what now?
Amateur career.
Amateur?
Yes.
It was alright. I really didn't like the amateur too much because there was a lot of politics involved, you know, and our gym wasn't one of the favorite gyms, so we didn't receive a lot of funding from the other organizations and stuff, you know, and we didn't really get to go to a lot of the big tournaments that was around, you know.
And what made you decide to turn pro?
I pretty much had a pro style because it was a lot of, like I said, a lot of the pros in the gym, you know, a lot of local guys, including Freddie Pendleton, was in the gym. I used to spar with Freddie when I was like 16 years old.
How'd that go? How old were you when you first?
He used to give it to me. And you know what? He gave it to me because he wanted to see if I was gonna quit. But I never quit. I always came back the next day. Even if I left with 2 black eyes, I came back the next day.
And that's it.
You know, and when I would spar with other pros, I was some pros I was knocking out in the gym when I was 16 years old, man.
Nice. So you were ready to turn pro.
Yeah, I was ready, but you know, it all came with maturity. You know what I'm saying? I kept getting. I ended up going away from boxing because it was easy for me. You know what I'm saying? I already knew how to fight on the street, so just learning some technique behind it made it that much better. So, you know, I kind of took it for granted a little bit, and I never really trained. They would call me a week before the fight. I'd be like, okay, where the fight gonna be at? Oh, the fight gonna be real? Okay, I'll come to the gym, train for a week, go fight.
And what was life like for you when you did turn pro? Like, what were you doing for?
Well, when I did decide to turn pro, I was a lot more focused, and you know, I knew that time was running very fast. I had turned 21. I had just got out of jail for getting caught with a gun. You know what I'm saying? And you know, nobody was gonna like hire me on a job. So you know, I say, you know what? I got this talent. Let me go back to the gym and give it 100 and see where it get me, and that's what I did. You know, I went back and started training with Freddie when he was getting ready for his Trinidad fight. You know, and while training there, his trainer at the time was Al Bonanni, and you know, that was my gateway into the game. You know.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And do you remember who you fought and where it was and what the result was? I like to test my guess, man.
The first guy I fought April 6th, 1996. Name was Fernando
Granda.
Fernando Grande, yeah.
Yeah, man. TKO1. How'd you feel after that first pro win?
It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah. Didn't just change your world?
Nah, it let me know that I had the power that I had, and that I could knock people out for real.
Yeah. First round KO became a habit. You scored 21 wins straight and 21 KOs. You turned pro and you were fighting the usual suspects and tomato cans, but if you're knocking everyone cold, that says something, you know. Tomato cans are not. You could punch your ass off. Your right hand is a great equalizer. It's a legendary right hand. How'd you develop a deadly punch like that? Joe Frazier and Ernie Shavers both said like farm work is the reason they had such power. Where'd you get your power from?
Hey, exactly. I've always had the power, but throwing it accurately. Tommy Brooks. I'm being honest. Tommy Brooks came down to help Freddie train for the Tracy Spann fight when he was getting ready to fight for the title the second time. Because the first fight ended in the head, but second time Freddie brought Tommy down to help him get ready for that fight. And I was in the gym then. Freddie used to come pick me up and bring me to the gym. I was still amateur. He would come get me, bring me to the gym. And Tommy was watching me, and he was like, "Do this." And what he told me was just, when I throw, I'll throw my right hand right, but when I throw it, just turn with it. Just turn my back foot with it. And that would increase my power and accuracy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And from then on, I would go to the gym, and the first 3 rounds of me shadowboxing, I would just go around the ring and do that. Just do that move. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Every day. Every day I'm in the gym, I do that. First 3 rounds, that's all I'm doing. Shoot, shoot. It's like my right hand it is what it is. I'm gonna hit you with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna hit you with it. I don't care how you work on not trying to get hit with it, you're gonna get hit with it.
And your right hand's like John Wayne's right hand, man. One shot. That's all it takes. Man's just falling out. And during that 21 KO streak, you go from knocking guys out like 13 wins and 110 loss guy like Jerry Strickland and Rodney Wilson, who was 23-11-1, to fighting for the vacant WBO light welterweight championship against 48-3 Carlos Gonzalez. Didn't matter, he got KO'd in round 2. Take me back to that night. What's that like to be?
All I can remember, I knew I got that fight with 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, that was only your 19th pro fight too.
Yeah, my 19th pro fight with 2 weeks notice. I know the night of the fight, we signed the fight. You know, I don't really get excited about too many things.
Yeah, don't sound like it.
It was a great opportunity for me to fight for the title. And all I remember was my manager, how he looked. Cause my first manager, he loved me like I was his son. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing he would want to do is put me in a fight that he felt like I was gonna get really, really, really hurt. So all I can remember is looking at his face during the fight, and when they was announcing us, I don't know, he was so worried, tears was like in his eyes, like water was in his eyes, and I just was like, that just made me get even more comfortable, you know. And I knew once I touched him, it was going to be over. I thought it would probably end in like 4. I didn't think it was going to end in 1 though.
How'd you feel holding that belt afterwards?
Man, I don't know. I really don't get too excited about it.
That's what's so cool about your last fight, because you did get excited. But how did life change after that first?
But you know what? That fight right there, that people, man. I'm not normally emotional, but it's just the fact that I knew that I was gonna knock this dude out, and I knew what was going through everybody else's head, and you know, I couldn't just break down during the fight. You know, I had to wait till the job was done and then show everybody that I knew what I was going to do. I came to do what I came to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You talking about Carlos Gonzalez, or what fight you talking about?
You talking about my last fight? With
Yeah, that's the night you.
Last fight with Mike Jones. I told everybody I was gonna knock Mike Jones out. When I did interviews prior to the Mike Jones fight, I was in my neighborhood, and you know, all my homeboys and stuff, we sitting around, we kicking it, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling him what the odds is on the fight before the fight even happened. I'm like, look, I'm telling you, I'm finna knock this dude out. Y'all better put your money up. Go, y'all want to make that money? Y'all go ahead and put that money up, because it was 4-1 at the time. I'm telling you, I'm gonna knock him out. It was just a matter of time. I knew when I hit Mike Jones in the first round, I caught him on the back of the neck a little bit. I knew that was supposed to be the one that caught him. It didn't catch him, and it was gonna take off on me. And Mike Jones is a big dude. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was gonna be that big. They had him listed at 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
They had him listed at 6 feet. No, standing next to him, he was bigger than that.
Yeah. Now going back to that first championship fight with Carlos Gonzalez, how did your life change after that from what you were in your financial situation before and after? Did you see like a big difference in your lifestyle?
No. I've never been the type to base my life around money.
Mm-hmm.
My manager, he said, if you got it, you got it. If you don't, the hell with it. You know, if he would catch me without money, he'd give me money. You know, he never wanted money to be an issue with me. You know, so even now to this day, if I got it, I got it. If I don't, I don't. I don't have to go around and portray to be somebody I'm not around here in my neighborhood, because they accept me for who I am. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be Randall Bailey, the champ, around here. I can just be myself. You know what I'm saying? They're going to call me champ anyway. So it really don't matter.
That's it. As long as you're champion of your own neighborhood, that's all that matters, I guess. Your next fight after winning the championship, your first defense was against Hector Lopez. Tell me about that one. You scored a 9th round TKO. How'd you feel going 9 rounds? Longest you went was 7 before that.
I like those fights. Hector was to this day, I could still consider Hector the toughest fight I ever had. Cause that was a fight. He had my head. He was in my head. So he was moving around and do all type of little weird, crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
He was my Emmanuel Augustus fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The drunken style.
Yeah, he was.
Did you ever worry, like, as a big puncher, about punching yourself out like a lot of big punchers do?
Nah.
And you defended your title in France against Rocky Martinez. What was France like? Was that your first time out of the States to box, period? Amateur or pro?
Yeah.
What was it like being in France?
France was great. Trying to go back. Find the right girl to take with me.
Yeah, and you scored a 7th round TKO.
Mm-hmm.
You come back here and you fight in there Julio, just a little more than 2 months later. After 12 rounds, you're brought the distance for the first time ever, and the decision goes against you. You lose the belt that night.
That fight right there.
Mm-hmm.
I had, I think it was a month before, Holyfield and John Marie were supposed to fight in Vegas, and the card fell apart. You know what I'm saying? I got sick first. I got sick and had to end up pulling out of that fight. And the whole I don't know what happened either with John Marie or Holyfield, but one of them got sick and the whole card vanished. They just canceled the whole card.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up coming back a month later fighting on the Trinidad card, and you know, just wrong game plan for the fighter that I was fighting. He came in. I think Julio had to come in to the fight that night 160 pounds. I was like 140, 45, 46. That was my walk around weight when I was fighting at 140 then. And I felt I won the fight, you know what I'm saying? But there was a lot of politics going on within that fight that, you know what I'm saying, I ain't finna dwell on the past, but it was a lot of things going on prior to that fight to where he was giving that decision. So I'm not gonna really go into it, but it was a good fight. I liked the fight, you know, it was a great, tough fight. The fans loved it. I liked it. It is what it is. He won that night.
Mm-hmm. And how
after that, he never won another fight after that.
Yeah. So he wasn't the same. Who won that fight?
He wasn't the same.
Yeah. I think you landed something that might have changed his life. Who knows? Now, how surprised were you that you didn't knock this guy out? The first guy that actually you couldn't knock out.
Well, I think if I was fighting a regular 140 pounder that night, I would knock him out. That dude came in weighing 160.
Yeah.
The night of the fight, he was 160 pounds.
Mm-hmm. How did it feel to just look at your record and you're not unbeaten and you're not a champ? How depressing was that?
It wasn't depressing, man. This fighting. You win, you lose.
You came back and you started a new KO streak and a new win streak.
Well, I look at it.
You knocked out a couple of no-hopers in Billy Wooten and Anthony Cobb and Bobby Elkins, and you fought tough Demetrius Savalos for the title that became vacant when Kasha Tszyu became a champion emeritus, a diamond champion, or some other nonsense. But it's still a title. What do you remember about Demetrius Savalos?
I remember watching Demetrius Savalos and Wilfredo Latigo in Tutu Zavala gym down in Miami on 36th Street. I remember watching these two dudes go to war.
Yep.
Go to war in just sparring sessions. And I'm like, damn. Now I gotta fight this dude. I used to look up to the dude because just the way they used to be in the gym, how they used to go hard in the gym. Like, damn, now I gotta fight this dude. I wonder if he gonna come at me like that.
Yeah.
And
tough guy.
Yeah, tough guy. But I trained and, able to catch him.
Yeah, that championship was the one that Kasha Tszyu got. They took it away and gave him a higher class.
Prior to that fight, I was supposed to fight Hurtado. I started training in July of 2001 to fight Hurtado on Trinidad Bernard Hopkins card. He pulled out. He pulled out of the fight. Ended up fighting somebody else, winning another belt, which should have eliminated him from even fighting for the title. But Leon was his lawyer at the time, and I don't know what they did with the WBA. Whereas after I done sat and waited for this guy over a year, when I do fight for the title, they make me fight. When I win the title, they make me fight him in 90 days. And after training that long, I just wasn't up for the fight.
Yeah, you fought Hurtado in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Before you, he was best known for almost beating Pernell Whitaker and spoiling the Pernell Whitaker De La Hoya fight. So Pernell switched personalities and kind of became like Mike Tyson and just ended it. And Hurtado gave Kasha Tszyu a real tough fight and almost stopped him too. So he's clearly a tough guy for anyone. And he ended up knocking you out. Tell me about that one. How'd that go? You shouldn't even have fought him. You didn't think, because you didn't think he deserved it, but he did get the chance.
Well, not that soon anyway.
Yeah.
So I should have been able to at least take a break. I shouldn't have had to go right back in and
yeah. So you felt kind of like overtrained and done pretty much.
Just mentally, I wasn't into the fight. The training or anything.
How'd you feel after that loss, though? Just get back on the horse again.
Exactly.
And that was also on the undercard of Tito Trinidad's fight against Hassan Sharifi. What's that place like for a Tito Trinidad fight? Did you even stay to enjoy the fight after your fight?
No, I never. I don't do it after no fight.
No, you just leave.
I didn't even stick around for the Manny Pacquiao fight.
What do you do? Just go eat?
Out of there. I'm done. I'm out.
Go get paid and have fun.
I'm out, man.
You come back and you KO a 2-5 guy like Alfonso Fowler in one. Then you fight Chop Chop Corley for his WBO 140-pound title in his hometown of DC. What do you remember about that first fight with Chop Chop?
I don't think the fight should have been in DC.
I know. I knew you were gonna say that.
The ref telling me, I'm gonna be real verbal with my commands. If I say stop punching, I mean stop punching. I mean stop punching. Okay, yeah, all right. Fight going on. I get tied up. He say break, I break. You know, it was just a bunch of nonsense.
So you didn't agree with the decision?
No, Chop Chop won the fight. I was just so frustrated. He won the fight.
No.
I didn't do nothing to him.
No. Almost a year to the day and a win over no hooper Reggie Strickland by decision, by the way. How'd that feel to hear winner by decision Randall Bailey? How'd it feel different?
Reggie wasn't going to let me knock him out. That was.
Yeah, he was hugging you, wasn't he?
Telling me not to knock him down no more.
But you almost a year to the day of the Chop Chop loss, you drop another 12 rounder against 13-0 Ishe Smith. You dropped in round 2. What was Ishe Smith's fight like that night?
I thought the Ishe fight could have been a draw, or I could have won by maybe a round 2, because even the Showtime judges had me up 2 rounds, not down. But you know, at that time, Gary Shaw was doing a lot of things, man. That wasn't the first suspect decision that was given to one of his fighters, you know, at that time.
No.
So,
yeah, it's like that.
Ishe won. Even with that fight, Ishe left Gary Shaw after that fight, and basically retired until he came back and fought on the Contender.
Yeah. The Contender saved his career. Came back with it.
He retired. He basically retired after me and him fought.
Yeah.
Until he came back for the Contender.
Yep. And you return and you win over a lower level guy. Then you fight a 21-0 guy, Miguel Cotto. What was that fight like that night? That was rough. That was a rough fight that night. How good was Miguel Cotto back then?
At 140, I don't think Miguel was what he was at 147. That fight showed me that, you know, either you finna find a trainer that can find your niche or use what you have to make you better, or you gotta retire.
Is that about the time you hooked up with John David Jackson?
Yeah, John. Well, it was Norman Wilson and John David Jackson. I was with Norman first, and then John. Then John came in. But me and John had met in 2001 when I was in camp training for the Hurtado fight on the Trinidad card that he put out. But my trainer at the time, Al Bernani, didn't want to let John interfere or even get close to me to try to show me anything. You know, so we really should have been working way back when. You know, because we had already knew each other. But when he came around, when I got with Norman, it was no problem. You know.
Yeah. Now, what did you think?
But the Cotto fight, back to the Cotto fight, yeah, that fight, I was very disappointed in myself, you know, in that fight. You know, at the time I was in transition, trying to find the right trainer. The trainer that I had at the time was Spanish, and he spoke mostly Spanish, you know, and the only reason why I used him is because he was familiar with me, you know, because when I was with my first trainer, he was in the gym with us, with his fighters, and he pretty much seen how I go about my work, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like he would pretty much know what to do, but his style basically didn't fit me. So that shit didn't work.
Yeah. It's a long time went by since you and Miguel Cotto fought. Though. What did you think of his performance with Floyd a few months back? Did you think he'd do that well?
Yeah, I said that if he would have boxed more, he would have did better. And even in the fight when he was boxing and moving and using the jab, he was doing very well.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he's definitely underrated boxing. His boxing skills underrated. Good fighter though, great fighter. Now suddenly though, after that Cotto loss, you look at your record and you got 5 losses and 4 out of your last 7 fights you lose. You took a long vacation after that fight.
Yeah, I had got with Norman Wilson, and basically he just said, you know what, we're not gonna take no fights. We just gonna start from the bottom and start from scratch, you know.
Yeah. So you started learning again.
Yeah. I had to go back to the basics.
Yep. You can never stop learning.
We did that for like I said, I only had 1 fight in 05, and that was against what's his face?
Roberto Ortega.
Yeah, Ortega. So and after that it was straight back to the drawing board after that.
Yeah, and you return and you
I
score
was basically
7
in camp in his house with no fight scheduled nowhere in America or nowhere else, and we just stayed working every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
You got 7 straight wins and 5 by knockout. You go to Quebec and you fight Herman and Gojo after the 7 wins.
Man, please.
And the fight's close, but he gets a decision. What do you think about that one?
That's like a bunny rabbit stealing his own egg.
Yeah.
I watched that fight over and over, and I clearly won 10 rounds. It's like, just because I didn't win the last round, give him the fight.
Yep.
Oh man! But like I said, karma is a motherfucker. That fool ain't won a title yet.
Yeah. And Teddy Atlas
his career's over.
Did that help you at all? Teddy Atlas scored that for you? and you ruined careers too.
Hey, it didn't give me the decision. Hey, I don't know what it is.
It's a sport, man, like that.
First in a Julio, didn't win another fight after we fought. Matter of fact, he had to have surgery on his eyes, so he took a year off. Hurtado got knocked out in the third round by freaking Vivian Harris. His career was over. Chop Chop, I didn't do nothing to Chop Chop. I didn't really get to lay too many hands on Chop Chop.
No.
Ishe, tired. Left Gary Shaw. They were putting the man too tough. And even after the fight with Mike Jones, Ishe came out of nowhere. He like, if you don't have no defense, do not fight Randall Bailey. Simple. You know what I'm saying?
To live by.
and Cotto, even Cotto, after me and Cotto fought at 140, he damn near got knocked out by everybody he fought after we fought.
You're a career definer.
If I'm lying, I'm flying. After me and Miguel Cotto fought, he almost got knocked out by everybody he fought after that.
Yeah.
At 140.
You're a difference maker.
You know what I'm saying?
After that fight though in Quebec, you return again, and your right hand's at it again. You knock out Tony Moore with a big right and become the WBC Latino champion. How's it feel to be the Latino champion and not even be Latino? What do you do with that belt?
Oh, saying that I do it all in the closet. I don't have them hanging around my house. People walk in and be like, oh man, what this is? No, I ain't with all that, man.
It's just a collection. It looks pretty though.
Yeah, I ain't with all that.
Then you knock out Dairo Salas with a left to the body as soon as the bell rang, pretty much. And then the opportunity comes for revenge with Chop Chop. He defeated you like 5 or 6 years earlier Take me through the rematch. What happened in the rematch?
I was just myself, you know. I was just myself. I was, hey, doing what I know I could do.
It was scheduled for just 8 rounds. How come?
Because I think he had just came. I think he had lost like I don't know how many fights in a row. So they was like really skeptical about that fight.
Mm-hmm. And after going through those fights with Chop Chop, what do you think of him and his rejuvenation lately?
We talk on the phone all the time, and you know what I'm saying. I told him, hey, you gotta grind, man. Gotta stay focused, man.
Is there a possibility for a third fight at some point?
Shit, who's gonna buy it?
No,
Unless we just do it in our backyard for fun. You know, shit.
I'll be there.
You know, you can do that, but shit, on the record, I don't think so.
Okay. Hey, that's real. And then you beat Francisco Figueroa. You stopped him, and you fought Juan Urango in a great fight. You came away with an 11th round knockout loss, though. But that was a hell of a fight. Take me through that one. What do you remember about Juan Urango?
It was just I had done wore out my welcome at 140. I wasn't there from round one. You know, from first bell I wasn't there. My legs wasn't there. My power wasn't there. It felt like I was hitting them with pillowcases on my hand. That's how soft the punches felt to me. I didn't feel no popping punches when I was him. When I knocked him down, I was just as surprised as everybody else. That's why when he went down, I shot to the corner.
No.
I couldn't even believe it.
Yeah. And why was that? Why was it just?
Because I didn't feel I hit him hard enough to knock him down.
But why do you think you didn't feel it that night? Was it making the weight? Did it drain you?
Yeah, the weight killed me.
Yeah.
The weight killed me. I could make 140 right now, but the strength is not there. I'll be weak as a dog.
Oh yeah.
And it was an accumulation time. Even in the Figueroa fight, you know what I'm saying? I was feeling it, you know. But it was like you always say to yourself, when is it gonna catch up to me? You know, nobody never knows when that night is gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And just so happened it was that night, and you know I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't do nothing about it.
Yeah. And you return again, and you beat up on Jermaine Sanders. Then you went to Belgium for 2 fights. Why Belgium, and what was Belgium like?
Well, the fight in Belgium was for the number 2 spot in the IBF, and I guess Lou let them do the fight or whatever because they had the money to do it, you know, and they paid for me to come over there, so I went over there and did what I had to do.
And you destroyed Jackson Osei Bonsu in 1 round with that Superman right hand. Then you beat up Syed Ouali too. Then he went flying out of the ring, landed on his neck, and the fights and no contest. What happened?
Yeah, he pulled a real stunt that night. Me myself, I thought he was hurt for real. You know what I'm saying? You fall like that, I'm concerned. I think you hurt, but the man faked it. The man faked it all the way to the hospital. Anybody that goes to the hospital with a concussion, they're not gonna let you out of the hospital in an hour. You finna be in there overnight. The man was in the lobby of the hotel on the phone, on the computer, doing a whole bunch of shit. Like an hour or 2 later. But what they was thinking was they thought I was gonna get disqualified and they would just be elevated to fight. You know what I'm saying? Elevated to the next spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they thought. So when the IBF didn't do that, we offered him a rematch to fight February 18th, and he turned it down. Talking about he still had a concussion.
What's the Belgium crowd like when the guy goes flying?
Oh man, Belgium is lovely.
Is it?
You know, he's from there, but he was a migrant from there. You know, there was a lot of Moroccan people that migrated there. Those were the only ones cheering for him.
Yeah.
The native Belgian fan that was there was cheering for me. So if you look, you'll see like 8 big gigantic bottles of wine alongside ringside. You see big reefs like when they with flowers and stuff ringside. You know, even the mayor when we did the press conference, the mayor asked me, he's like, okay, Randall, just tell us what round are you gonna knock Wally out in? You gonna knock him out in the first round? And I just started laughing. And Roger Mayweather like, man, y'all crazy. Ain't nobody finna get knocked out in the first round. You know how Roger go. Roger went on. So I was like, I ain't looking for a knockout. If it comes, it comes. I'm gonna go out there and do my job. You know what I'm saying? Round come, shoot, bang, he down. He should have stayed down because he didn't want to fight, man. He didn't want to fight. The man all the way in California and LA, wherever had they train at, he called him down here. Cause we got mutual friends down here. Cause we even trained together. We sparred a lot of rounds together. You know what I'm saying, in the gym. And we talked to some of the same people. And he called him down here, telling them how he don't want to fight and he don't know why they making him fight me and all this stuff. The man was scared to death from the fucking beginning. So I knew I thought he was hurt when he was laying down there. But once they had 3 doctors check him before he even left the arena. That said he was faking.
I think he got diagnosed as being a fake.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then he go around talking about I threw him over the rope. If you look at the fight carefully, you would see that my hands is not even on him, and my eyes is looking down in his corner at Roger and Nate. Because I heard Roger and Nate talking some over there, and I wasn't even holding them.
So what happened after that? Nothing? Just died down?
Yeah, because he didn't want to fight. I was going to sit out and wait them that whole year to fight. He ended up having to step aside and let Berto fight after he got his ass whooped. I ended up having to step aside and let him fight for the title I was supposed to fight for. All the way in freaking September.
Politics. It's a political game.
I had to sit out all the way again, wait for Mike Jones to fight, when I could have fought Carson Jones for the belt once Berto let it go. I could have fought Carson Jones for the belt, but they wanted to make me wait till after Mike Jones fight fight Sebastian Luan for Eliminator.
What do you think of all the politics going on in boxing?
Man, I don't give a damn. I got my goals set, you know what I'm saying, and they going as planned. My thing was I was supposed to fight Zavit, beat him. Me and Berto promoted by the same promoter. Get a unification fight with Berto, beat his ass, then maybe I get Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao. That was my layout plan right there.
Yeah.
It took a little longer, but ain't nothing changed. Just the bodies.
Yeah.
I done fight Mike Jones for the title. Took him out. Now I got Kevin Alexander. He know Berto, a little smaller. Might think he fast. Might think he got power. Get by that. Yeah, they already talking about what's Robert Guerrero. They already talking about him fighting the winner out of me and Devin, and the winner fighting Floyd. Hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight. I'd love to see it.
Hey,
any of those fights.
Like they say, line them up. I knock them down to get where I got to get. I ain't asking Floyd to pick me out of the lineup. I ain't asking Manny to pick me out of the lineup. I'm a fight whoever I got to fight to get to you. So you can't say, oh, I gave you this. Hey, people set it up. I just stepped in the ring and did what I had to do.
Come one, come all.
Exactly.
And you got back from Belgium after putting Bonsu out of the ring. And in September 2011, you beat Georgie Estrella. And you get your shot at the vacant IBF welterweight championship. You talked about it a little bit before, but before you went and had the fight with Mike Jones, what'd you know about him going into that fight? You knew you were going to win the fight, but what'd you think of him as a fighter?
Normally what I'm here doing, I'm in the rankings, seeing exactly how the tables are moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I already know who I'm gonna fight before I even fight him. So what I'm doing is I'm already watching you.
Mm.
I'm already watching. I've been watching Mike Jones. When they sent me the CDs, then I went over to John, to my trainer crib, and we sat and watched them a little more. And I pointed out things that, you know what I'm saying, that we probably should go work on as soon as we get back in the gym. I already know what I'm working on. When I'm off, I already know what I'm going to work on when I get back in the gym.
Mm-hmm. And
told everybody I was gonna knock him out. You know.
Yeah. Now take me through the fight. What surprised you? Anything surprised you about Mike?
I knew he was gonna take off. Only thing that surprised me was his size. I didn't think he was I didn't think he was that big.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't think he was that big. But I knew once he sat down and he gave me enough to where I could touch him, I was gonna punish him.
Mm-hmm. And you started connecting more and more. I noticed you getting closer and closer with that right hand. You could see.
That's all it was. He was real big. My sparring partners was big too. You know, and I had to do the same thing with them in the gym because I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know he was that big.
Man.
My sparring partners was 6'3", 6'2", big guys. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Upshaw and Eli Augustami. You know, he's big. They middleweights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
And that last punch, that right uppercut, was totally awesome. What would you think when you saw him hit the floor? You already saw the momentum switch, and
so I knew it was over when I hit him with the right hand and he got up, because it wasn't a great right hand that I hit him with, you know, because my back foot wasn't all the way planted. If it was, he wouldn't have got up after that one.
Mm.
But I knew when he got up, I was like, this corner, they've been talking a whole bunch of shit coming into the fight, and they got real ego problems. So I knew they was gonna send him back out there at me.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they were gonna send him back out there at me. So I'm like, okay, they gonna send him at me. When the round started, watch what I do. He got his hands up so high, I knew I wasn't finna come over his jab with no right hand. So what I do, I keep him doing what he's doing. He tucking his head up under his jab, so I can't come over. So I threw like two or three dummy right hands over the top. You know what I'm saying? Baiting him up. As soon as I was planted, he came with the same thing again. I just slipped the jab and came with the uppercut. His head was right there.
Mm. He's lucky you didn't put everything in it. That was.
Oh, everything was in that uppercut.
Oh, everything. Okay, I thought you took some off.
Everything. No, everything was in that uppercut because it was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
He was right. He was right. I knew he was gonna be right there.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the round started, you look at him. He got his head. He jabbing. He got his head tucked behind his jab.
Yeah.
So right there.
Awesome punch. Picture perfect. And you're not normally emotional. You already said it a few times.
Because you know it. I don't know. It was the fact that I just knew everybody thought that I was blowing it. You know, and you know nobody knows what I know. You know,
mm-hmm.
I'm always saying it's gonna happen. Even let me take you back. Even in when I was fighting in Julio, you know, they was my eye was closed,
mm-hmm.
closed shut, and it had done burst like in the Rocky movie. And they was saying, "Randy, you want me to start the fight?" And I'm like, "No, do not stop the fight, because I'm gonna get him. Gonna get him."
Yeah.
11th round came, flattened him. How he got up, I don't know, but I did get him. Because they were talking about stopping it like 7, 8, because my eye was closed already, shut and swole.
Mm-hmm.
I tell them, don't worry, I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, that's that right hand belief.
Hey,
you had it all your life, man. Only you know what it's like.
Exactly. You know, Mike Jones was throwing a little pity pat punch. He wasn't hurting me with none of that shit, so it really didn't make no difference to me how many rounds he was winning, because I knew once I hit him, I was gonna hurt him.
Mm-hmm. Now, how sweet was winning the championship at this age, though? I mean, as you get older, you put more stuff.
It was sweet. It was great when it happened. Very overwhelming. I enjoyed it all, but after that, it's done deal. It's over with now. It's, you know.
Yeah, you're a good poker player. Might not play poker, but if you do, you're good, I'm sure.
Nah, I don't, but people telling me I should. But I don't like losing money like that.
Yeah, that's good. Stay away. Was winning this championship better than winning the first for you?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
Because the first two, I just felt like it was easy.
Yeah.
You know, I was with Don King, and them guys was like family. You know what I'm saying? Don was like really like family. Like I could call him, talk to him. Still could call him right now and talk to him. They were like family. You know what I'm saying? I would drive. Like when we do shows in Miami, I go work. I get the van and drive, pick fighters up from the airport and stuff like that. I was rated.
Yeah.
So,
what kind of guy is Don? Great guy, like family. Right? Like what's it like hanging out with Don?
like hanging out with my homeboys in the hood.
Yeah.
It was just cool like that. Yeah. I don't understand. Don, if you ask for something, he's gonna give it to you.
Yep. That's what I hear about Don.
Nothing is free. You know what I'm saying? You think you finna call me and ask me for $50,000? I'm gonna just give you $50,000. If you need it, I'm gonna loan it to you, but you gotta get it back. And on certain occasions, he would be like, "All right, you got this fight coming up. Go ahead and win this fight. You win this fight, don't even worry about it. You ain't gotta give me nothing." That's the type of dude he is.
Yeah. Well,
win the fight, you clean, you don't owe him nothing. But you lose, shit, you done lost your money and you done lost him money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What? That ain't fair though, is it?
No, not that I know of.
Oh, it ain't fair. And that's what people get misconstrued about with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He probably. Let me tell you, when you go sit down in Don's office, tell him what you want right then and there. If you go in there and say, I want $100,000 for this fight, that's what you just asked for. You just asked for $100,000. If he make $500,000 on the back, that ain't his problem. You asked for $100,000. He gave you what you wanted, right?
Yeah. That's it. Sounds fair to me.
No, you can't.
Don King.
If you don't live in the street, you don't been in the street, you know how things go in the street. You understand people from the street. I understand him. And I didn't leave him because he was doing that kind of shit. I left him because I was sitting on the shelf, and at the time he couldn't really do nothing with me. You know what I'm saying? I could have been going to him every week. I need money. But by the time I fight, I'm being owed him $1 million. I'm probably only gonna fight for $50,000.
Don't make much sense.
At the time, it was it was like leaving home, going out there on your own. So,
yeah. And he still welcomes you back every once in a while.
Still welcome me back. I still go up there, chill out in the office, talk to him, whatnot. Everything good.
How's he doing after the passing of his wife?
He doing okay, you know.
Haven't seen him around much after that.
No, he probably deal with that on his own time, but when you with him, he cool.
Yeah, it's good to see him when you do. And that was your last fight was in June, and of course you got your first defense of that crown scheduled for September 22nd now against Devin Alexander. Are you in the gym yet?
Been in the gym.
You don't leave.
Been in the gym. I just came from doing my strength conditioning this morning. I'm still in the bed right now.
And what's your opinion of Devin as what kind of fight do you expect? Like, what are Devin's strong points?
Me, I'm like an older throwback type fighter. You know, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and that's that. These guys, they trying to be too pretty in the ring. I don't give a fuck about being pretty. I'm gonna come, and I'm coming, knock his fucking head off, and do what I gotta do, and I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. Do you look for his weak points, or do you just keep it basic? See an opening and throw a punch.
Only thing they working on is not getting hit by the right hand. I'm telling you, just like I told Mike Jones people, you gonna get hit with it. Just whatever you do after you get hit with it, it's your problem.
Do you study fights and stuff, or?
Yes, I do. Since I moved up to 147, I have been watching. I watch everybody I fight.
Yeah. Now, when you watched Devin Alexander, you could look at his fight with Tim Bradley and see he kind of got out hustled and stuff, and put on the ropes and out muscled kind of.
Put that pressure on him. Put that pressure on him. Pressure bust pipes. Gonna be in his face, and trust me, the little shit that Tim Bradley was hitting him with, he can maximize that shit by 10. Cause at 147, like I be telling my trainer, cause he be feeling it too.
Yeah.
When we hold mitts, certain days I don't even hit hard, because the feeling that I feel when I'm hitting, that's how I feel when I'm in a fight. When I done laid somebody out, and I don't like feeling that feeling when I'm in the gym.
No.
You know, and that I've never felt like that in my whole career. I'm really actually feeling my power right now.
Yeah.
I never really felt my power, you know what I'm saying, when I'm training and stuff like that. But now I know I'm punching hard. I know that if I hit somebody with this, it's gonna do damage.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's gonna be able to move around as fast enough around the ring to stop me from hitting him. Because one, I'm gonna be bigger than him.
Yep.
You know, they saying he punched hard. I'm like, okay, let's see.
Now, he did lose to Tim Bradley, and then he came back.
Defense has gotten way better. Way better. So they got their hands full. If they think they finna just come in and get a belt, they got another thing coming. So he's finna be fucked up for this fight.
And how do you see the way you want to perform against him? Do you pattern your style more after like a Tim Bradley or a Matisse or a Maidana, who are also big one punch guys like you? But
they did what they had to do. I do what I gotta do. I know how to fight southpaw.
Yeah.
My trainer is a southpaw. You think I'm not gonna know what to do?
Just doing it old school. Doing your work in the gym. And you got to bring it to the fight. What's your predictions on the fight? I'm sure it's a knockout. Think it's gonna go late. Think it's gonna end early.
I don't know when it's gonna happen. To you, like I said, I don't predict knockouts. They just come. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing what I need to be doing, it's gonna come.
And if you're successful with Devin Alexander, is there anyone else on your radar?
Hey, like I say, they line them up, I knock them down. They already talking about Robert Guerrero fighting the winner out of me and Devin, and then the winner out of that fight fighting Floyd. That's what they were talking about. I don't know how true it is, but you know, hey, I keep my eye on the prize.
What do you think of Adrian Broner maybe coming up to 147?
It's business.
Yeah. Do you want to welcome him to the division?
It will.
And what do you think of Floyd in 50 and the whole TMT thing?
Yeah, that's their business, man. I don't give a damn. Everybody do what they want to do. I'll stay out of everybody else's shit and worry about my own.
That's it. Randall Bailey, just wondering and caring about Randall Bailey.
Yeah, man. It's headaches worrying about other people's shit, you know?
Yeah. You got a lot of fans though in the game right now. Any words for your fans?
Hey.
You got to give a shit about them.
Yeah, man. You know, 'cause my fans hold me down, man. They hold me down wherever it is. They hold me down on Facebook. They hold me down on Twitter. They hold me down wherever need be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So They know who they is. 'Cause I keep it 100 with them. I talk to them. I chill, whatever.
So where could they catch your tweets? What's your tweet name?
Oh, they got me. KO King _Bailey.
That's it. KO King _Bailey.
Yeah, they got me already.
You're always exciting, Randall Bailey. Even when you're getting interviewed. Appreciate your time.
I try to be.
Good luck, champ. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
And there you have it. IBF welterweight champion of the world, KO King Randall Bailey. And don't miss this fight coming up September 22nd against Devin Alexander, HBO. With a win here, Randall Bailey could secure himself as the comeback fighter of the year.